Good evening and welcome to Hempfield Happenings. I'm Joey White.
And I'm Duncan Brady. Tonight's show will feature two Hempfield students in the PMEA State Wrestling Championship.
Look at the changes in Hempfield's lunch policies with Domino's Pizza.
And an explanation of Act 153 changes in our district. So stay tuned, because this is Hempfield Happenings.
The PIAA State Wrestling Championship was held this past month in Hershey. Christopher Detweiler traveled to the venue with the two Hempfield athletes who participated in this elite event.
To the mat! To the mat, that's it, do it again!
I'm here at the Giant Center in Hershey, Pennsylvania, where the PIAA State Wrestling Tournament is taking place. This year, Hempfield was represented by two wrestlers, Aiden Miller and Jordan Ortiz.
It was pretty emotional when I won in my match. It was pretty awesome feeling.
It's honestly just like a dream come true because, you know, always dreamed about making it States, and now that I'm finally here, so it's pretty awesome.
They've both been practicing hard to prepare for the biggest tournament of their high school careers.
Coming in here quick and sharp and, you know, getting out of here, relaxing our legs, getting enough sleep at night.
We're going short and quick, hard. We're kind of tapering like swimming does, so they're at their peak level at the end of the year.
Just by practicing hard and being in here getting our head ready for it. I mean, it's new to both me and Jordan.
Speed ready. Good stance.
Recently, head coach Jude Bervinchuk reached 250 team wins.
Tilt to bar. On him, jam and tie, come on. He's been here a long time. Over 20 years, that means we've been consistent.
You know, it's pretty impressive, like actually having a coach that, you know, had 250 wins as a Hempfield coach.
I don't think there's many coaches out there that has gotten 250 wins. Definitely top in the league.
Coach Bervinchuk jokingly told me that to him, 250 wins was just a number, but he is very thankful to be surrounded by such great wrestlers and coaches.
Drive, 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 drive! Nice! You bet, that's two! Anytime you get people qualifying for states, it's a good thing.
Congratulations to Jordan and Aiden on great seasons. For Hempfield Happenings, I'm Christopher Detweiler.
Wow, Joey, what a great opportunity for those students to be able to represent themselves and the district.
That's right, Duncan, but did you know there are other opportunities for students to represent themselves academically in Hempfield School District?
Yeah, that's right. Francesca Barrett and Kylie Schaefer explored two of these opportunities available to the student body.
Shake a hand, shake a hand. First we smile and shake a hand in the afternoon.
By the end of high school, seniors will have to make a decision of their potential career. Here at Hempfield, students can get a sneak peek through the internship program.
An internship is a semester-long possibility for students in 11th and 12th grade where they go off campus and they work side by side with somebody in a career that they're interested in. There is an internship contract that needs to be filled out. Students need to meet at least 5 hours per week. And that usually needs to be during the school day. So from 7 to 3, one of the blocks, you have to get hours in during that time. And each month they have a different prompt, and at the end of the semester they have to hand the 5 prompts in, and then they also have to hand in a timesheet to kind of say, hey, I was here the allotted time.
Kim Campbell talks about her experiences during her internship at Mountville Elementary School.
I think just building relationships with the kids, like they each offer something different. Like it's not the same thing over and over, which I think is really enjoyable. When I was growing up, my mom kind of ran a preschool through our house, so there'd be little kids coming in, and I'd always kind of see what my mom was doing with them, whether it be crafts and all of that. And then I think also just going through school, so seeing the teachers and all that kind of just inspired me. I always knew I wanted to be a teacher, so I think doing an internship would give me good experience going into college, so I kind of knew what I was getting myself into.
Internships provide a jump start into any potential career.
It gives them an opportunity to look at careers that they potentially could be interested in and follow that through, or it can show that maybe that's not for them and they can change their path.
I would definitely highly recommend it. I think that it's good, especially if you're not sure you want to go into that career, whether it be work outside the internship, just doing the little bit of extra things just to see if you really do want to go into that field.
Here at Hempfield, finding your career is easy to do. For Hempfield Happenings, I'm Francesca Barrett.
While summer school may have at one time only been known to help aid students performing poorly throughout the school year, that is no longer the case.
Let's take out that mindset that it is a negative entity and turn it into a positive. Summer school is an opportunity for us to engage in things in ways that we might not be able to do throughout the rest of the year.
Students who are looking to get ahead, tackle extra credits, and get a competitive advantage for college can find summer school to be a useful benefit, especially as a high school freshman.
What happens is, because all of these incoming freshmen, and there's a lot who want to take art courses, they all sign up for fundamentals because you have to right away. Well, the courses get full. And not everybody gets fundamentals of design their fall semester of their freshman year. They have to wait. That means they can't take other classes that they want until sophomore years or beyond. So by getting it done in the summer, they get the credit under their belt, they have that prerequisite completed, and they can sign up for any art course that they're interested in taking.
My name is William Henry. I took Fundamentals of Design the summer of 8th grade. It was a really good decision. It gave me an advantage in the art department.
We have the availability of multiple studios that are not being used for anything else during that time frame. We teach in the hallways, we teach outside, we teach in this studio and that, and all over.
I was very excited to get into high school and get a good start on all the art classes and learn new things.
Field trips are no longer an option. To save energy, the school closes on Fridays during the summer, and we use that opportunity to say, great, we can't be here, let's go somewhere else. So we take art to the street. We go downtown Lancaster and we're working in the city streets with perspective ideas and concepts. We visit museums. We go to the Conestoga House and Gardens and use the gardens and buildings and surrounding planted areas there as fodder for our images.
We got to go there for the day and go out in the woods and around the gardens and paint and draw the whole day. It was really cool.
It just gives us a nice out-of-the-box approach to what we do in a normal classroom during the school year.
I would definitely go with it because you get to know the art teachers beforehand and you get a lot of experience with all different kinds of mediums of art and different kinds of art. And you get to know the teachers and everything. So when you come into high school and you want to take art classes, you're really comfortable and you already have that class, so you can just go straight into the classes you want to take and take as many electives as you want.
Any student who has completed grade 8 or above is capable of taking this prerequisite over the summer. For Hempfield Happenings, I'm Kylie Schaefer.
For incoming students, there has been a new freshman leadership initiative formed at HHS. Gretchen Hopkirk sought further information regarding how this committee is formed and why.
Well, maybe we should share kind of what our vision was for this, and that will help us get started.
Last year, Hempfield High School implemented its Freshman Academy, which helps students adjust to the new transition to high school. Just recently, students and teachers joined together to help make the Freshman Academy more welcoming for both current and future students.
The Freshman Leadership Committee is a group of students that were recommended to us. We pulled together a group of 6 students, and Mr. Bentley, the other 9th grade counselor, and I started meeting with them.
I'll take 203 and I'll give you 202 because you're in that. So.
The committee's first plan of action was to create an official name.
We're calling it the FBI, or the Freshman Bureau of Improvement. The goals of it are just to improve the freshmen and their experience here at Hempfield. And we're also going to help the transition between 8th and 9th grade because that's rough for a lot of people. We're planning on, for the transition camp, to make it even bigger. We're going to attempt to provide transportation so more kids can attend. It would have been nice to know some people so on the first day you don't walk in and it's just scary.
Our hope is with our 9th grade team that we can then move them on into our Student Affairs Committee, which is mostly upperclassmen, so that they can continue to help influence their school in a positive way.
You all are faced with a lot of different transitions that are going on.
The Freshman Bureau of Improvement started off with inviting former NFL player Cliff Crosby to speak and has many more activities planned to make the Academy a more welcoming and inspiring environment. For Hempfield Happenings, I'm Gretchen Hopkirk.
The assembly and some follow-up stuff afterwards.
Some students at Hempfield have noticed that the Domino's pizza at the high school doesn't taste exactly like it does at Domino's locations. Alex Weaver went to the source to see why this might be.
Here at Domino's, they make fresh Smart Slice pizza, specially regulated for school lunches.
It's getting a little stricter as to what schools can serve to the students as far as the school lunch program. So Domino's basically came up with a product that fit into those guidelines. We're using what we refer to as the Smart Slice product, and that is a pizza that is a healthier choice for students. It has a low sodium sauce and a reduced low fat mozzarella. And for some of the schools that opt for the pepperoni, we also have a reduced fat, low sodium pepperoni that we're using.
For some students, the Smart Slice doesn't quite compare to regular Domino's pizza.
I believe that the school pizza just does not have the certain texture that the pizza at Domino's has, and it doesn't have that certain pizzazz to the tongue.
I personally feel that the school's pizza really isn't the Domino's kind that they're labeling.
I also think that the Domino's pizza at the school sells is not nearly as good as the real Domino's pizza.
It doesn't seem like it's the same pizza, but the restaurant's definitely a lot better than what the school gives us.
In an effort to improve taste, and thanks to allowance from the USDA, Domino's recently switched their dough from whole wheat to white.
I guess there were some changes again in the guidelines, so we were able to switch back to a white flour dough. And that was a decision that was made just, I think, basically on student preference.
The change in dough does have an effect on the taste.
There is a difference in taste. Just the wheat crust to the white crust alone. The kids seem to enjoy it.
Domino's is working to make a Smart Slice that satisfies both the government and the students. For Hempfield Happenings, I'm Alex Weaver.
You know, I like the new Domino's pizza option at Hempfield High School. I can barely tell that it's specially made.
Yeah, that's true, but I personally have always been more into the old crust.
You know, I can agree with you there. Even so, next up we'll be featuring the merits of several talented students in the Hempfield Music Department. Laurel Moore investigated just what they are up to.
Blessed as I bless, no more or less will be given.
Many Hempfield students have recently displayed their music abilities at the PMEA music festivals.
Each year, the Pennsylvania Music Educators Association sponsors festivals for the best students throughout the state in band, orchestra, and chorus. We start each year with an audition for counties. I help prepare all of the students to get ready for that. They learn 2 pieces of choral music and then they sing an excerpt of that for the audition. For the instrumentalists, Mrs. Lavender helps out with the orchestra students, the string students, and Mr. Gumbel helps with the wind and percussion students. At the district level, students can audition to move to the regional level. And at the regional level, all students have the opportunity to audition for the Pennsylvania All-State event. And through regional band auditions, we've had 1 person move on to the All-State Band, that's Allegra Banks. And in our regional chorus festival, we had 4 students make it to the All-State. And we have sophomore Marissa Sterner and juniors Rachel Raboyne, Christopher Lynch, and Katie Weaver. And moving on to All-State Orchestra this year, we have sophomore Alex Ayers, senior Eric Gillette, and senior Maria Yoder.
I'm a soprano too, and at regional choir, they take the top 6 and I placed first. It was really rewarding winning because in my voice part, I'm the only sophomore. Normally, I practice 2 hours a day. PMEA is really fun. You meet a lot of new people and it's nerve-wracking, but it's a good experience.
This year, I've gotten to All-State Band.
I do band and orchestra festivals on cello and trombones. The auditions for all this is basically like preparing me for college auditions. The feeling of like playing music with other people, it just like sort of connects you. It's a great feeling.
Congratulations to all of the Hempfield music students for their participation in PMEA music festivals this year. For Hempfield Happenings, I'm Laurel Murr.
There was a recent assembly at Hempfield honoring the memory of Rachel Scott from Columbine High School. Kayla Torres looked into this solemn but hopeful story.
It was the worst high school shooting in the history of the United States.
Rachel Scott was the first student shot and killed at the tragic Columbine High School shooting in 1999. Although this event was very sad, Rachel's family found a way for it to positively impact the community.
The date was April 20th, 1999, and within the next few hours, Columbine High School would become the site of the worst high school shooting in American history.
My name's Peter Dianello, and I'm a presenter for Rachel's Challenge. We travel all around the world, and we do presentations on kindness and compassion, anti-bullying, and character building. And we go from elementary through college. A program called Rachel's Legacy.
For the Right Way Club here at Hempfield incorporates Rachel's message of kindness and compassion into everyday school activities.
I'm Lindsay Zokoski, and I'm the president-elect of Right Way. Right Way's goal is to spread kindness and to stop bullying.
I started the Right Way Club 8 years ago, and it started out as a club for anti-bullying, but over the years we've started to move more just for the focus of spreading kindness, because if you spread kindness, you can eliminate the bullying aspect.
This year we have a new initiative called the Chain of Kindness, and that was an idea from last year from the Assembly, and this year we decided to start it off at the Fall Fling, and we'll finish it up at the Spring Shebang.
Rachel Scott's legacy of kindness and compassion will live on here at Hempfield thanks to the Right Way Club. For Hempfield Happenings, I'm Kayla Torres.
Some exciting awards have been finding their way into the Hempfield student body. We sent Christopher Lynch and Gretchen Hopkirk to see what some of these accolades entail.
Every year, students across the district in both middle and high school submit their best essays, poetry, and short stories to the Scholastic Writing Awards contest.
The Scholastic Writing Awards contest is all about creative writing, and the Lancaster Library hosts the local competition. From there, all the Gold Key winners go to the national competition. Those winners at the national level are invited to walk across the stage at Carnegie Hall and get an award there.
This year, a regional winner is seeking her third national title.
I've been writing for a long time. In 8th grade and 10th grade, those were the years that I got a Gold Key, and I advanced to national judging and actually won something at nationals as well. 8th grade, it was a short story, and that year I did not expect to win at all. Like, I was so blindsided when I found out I got it. And in 10th grade, I entered a poetry collection, and that's sort of something that I wanted to become better at. In the last couple of years, I've really tried to write a lot on my own time, which is, in my opinion, that's what makes you a better writer, is practicing writing on your own and reading as well.
I always say that English is a unique subject because students have been learning this subject since kindergarten and before. The hope is that every year students grow a little bit more in what they read, and the more students read, usually the better they write.
Writing has a really big part of my life because when I get out of high school, I plan to go in either public relations or journalism. It's really preparing me to do well in the real world because obviously writing is a really important skill that you should have.
Students like Catherine throughout the district continue to utilize their literary skills beyond the classroom to gain knowledge, experience, and most of all, to become better writers. For Hempfield Happenings, I'm Gretchen Hopkirk.
This year, the senior class at Hempfield High School was selected to receive the Typical Life Award from the Typical Life Corporation.
Here at Hempfield High School, awards are given for a numerous amount of activities. However, this award is a very special one.
This is the inaugural year for the award, and what we're trying to do is promote people that value folks with intellectual and developmental disabilities by including them and making them part of the everyday activities. The student body was in such support of Keisha Lee winning the award that it was very obvious to me that the class was deserving of it.
If this is the future for us, we are in very, very good hands.
I also have some information from people that work here at Hempfield about all the wonderful things that get done here with the Buddy Club, as well as supporting the students with intellectual disabilities. So it made it very easy to choose Hempfield as the first recipient of the award.
Alec Martin and Casey Lee shared their emotions behind receiving the award.
Out of every emotion that I had, the biggest emotion was pride, I think, because we have like a 550 people class, and to like have like so much unity for this one cause is just pretty cool.
It was a nice honor when Dr. Reinhardt came and told me and Casey that he wanted us to accept it on behalf. I mean, that was a really cool moment. Every single person in this pack today has value.
We'll be continuing to look out for organizations or individuals, and we plan to give the award out annually. I think it would be really encouraging for other high schools to see what Hempfield has done here and do the same thing in their communities.
Congratulations to the senior class of 2015. For Hempfield Happenings, I'm Christopher Lynch.
It's great to see all the awards and achievements that our students are earning here at Hempfield High School.
Yeah, Hempfield's got a lot to be proud of and a lot to look forward to.
That's exactly right, Duncan. There are plans in the works to fund a brand new track and field facility for the district. Luke Mondock went to see what this means for the athletes and ultimately for the district.
Hempfield School Board recently voted to get the district a new track and field. I want to find out why we need it and how we're paying for it.
As we look over all the grounds and the facilities, the track is 22 years old, has been resurfaced twice in need of repair. The field is 10 years old and we have seam issues that are coming apart. And so one of the big questions that comes back to the board and the community is, are we going to continue to maintain the facilities we have, or are we going to abandon programs? The general operating fund, at this point, is projected a $3.3 million budget deficit. One of the things that comes into play there is that's without a tax increase. So with a tax increase, that closes that almost in half. But when we look at building projects, capital reserve, we have a capital reserve fund. And what that does is we have about $4.6 million in there. And we have a 5-year plan that rolls from year to year, looking at what are the long-term facilities that need to be addressed. And one of the first projects that got put on the 5-year plan was the track and the turf, knowing that that life cycle was going to come to an end and we either had to do something to address it, or it becomes really a safety concern that potential injuries for athletes and other folks use in the field.
The new track will decrease shin splints, and it will also decrease most knee injuries due to the new spongy, less hard surface. Our old track right now is a harder surface, so during the winter, when you fall, it hurts a lot more.
Most athletes feel as though the track is 100% necessary.
It's the school district's job, to help provide like the best experience for, like our student body, and that includes our track team. So I don't view it as a waste of money. I mean, this is a great investment for our track team, and it could help improve it and eventually bring it back to the state title caliber level which it once was a few years ago.
However, the track team isn't the only group of people that will benefit from these upgrades.
Vacation classes from the high school, from Landisville Middle School. We have the annual 6th grade field day that's being hosted there. Right now, the Hempfield Soccer Club uses the facilities. For a while, there was a semi-pro women's soccer league that was playing in the stadium. Hempfield Midgets use the stadium from anywhere from track and field events to using the field itself. So it really is a community facility that's used by many organizations.
The Hempfield School Board has voted to go through with the track project, hoping to prevent future injuries. From Hempfield Happenings, I'm Luke Mondock.
To round out our show, we took a look at Act 153. Joey White investigated changes the district can expect.
Here in the Department of Education, there have been some changes regarding child safety in Pennsylvania school districts.
Act 153 was part of a much larger effort to look at the whole issue of child abuse recognition and training.
All employees, volunteers, subcontractors need to have their clearances done in order to either work or volunteer in the school district. Every employee has to have them done every 3 years, and it's our responsibility to make sure that happens.
Once you got a background check and you stayed with that employer, then you didn't need to renew your background check. This law says that everyone has to get background checks every 36 months. So there's no umbrella requirement that anyone coming into the school building one time only you know, that everybody needs a background check. That's just not true. The key is someone that's coming in on a recurring basis and is going to have direct access and direct contact with children. Those groups of people need background checks.
The updated frequency of these clearances will change the amount of money people will have to spend in order to work in public schools.
State police and the child abuse are each $10 each, and there's $27 for the FBI. I would say, is it generally speaking, or mostly, it's going to be the person who is seeking to get the position pays for it. Only people who have not been residents of Pennsylvania for the last 10 years have to get the FBI check. The effective date for when the volunteers have to start getting background checks is July 1st of this year. If you've never gotten a background check, then you have until the end of this calendar year to get them. Department of Human Services site is probably the best site to go to since it was the Child Protective Services law, and they have links to get the forms, to get the applications, to get a background check.
Although many parents will continue to volunteer, they can understand why the new regulations could affect the number of parent helpers.
I think it possibly could, actually. I know for us getting our clearances, obviously there's cash, there's tons of background checks, which is important, but at the same time, if you're constantly renewing it and constantly have to front that money, it might deter some people from doing it. The clearances are important for safety, etc., but I also think it's important for parents to get in here, spend time with their kids.
To help alleviate the confusion regarding Act 153, the Pennsylvania state government has provided a helpful tool to answer any public questions.
The Department of Human Services has a great website, Keep Kids Safe. So it's www.keepkidssafe.pa.gov, and there are a number of off to the side or in the section links you go to about much of what we had talked about, who needs background checks. You click on that and there's guidance, and it gives some of the FAQs already, and it answers questions as, you know, who needs, if I'm a volunteer, who needs the checks, how much does it cost, where do I go? All of that is on Keep Kids Safe.
Act 153 of 2014 updates the child protection regulations in order to keep Pennsylvania students safe. For Hempfield Happenings, I'm Joey White. That's all for this month's show.
Next month, we will take a look at the elementary school buddy program, an interactive rainforest assembly, and our own school policeman, Officer Henry.
Thanks for watching, and we will see you next month.